This is Ecclesiastes, the first chapter. I'm going to start at verse 4. It reads, "One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. The sun also ariseth, and the sun goeth down, and hasteth to his place where he rose. The wind goeth toward the south, and turneth about unto the north. It whirleth about continually, and the wind returneth again according to his circuits. All the rivers run into the sea, yet the sea is not full. Unto the place from whence the rivers come, thither they return again." So as you can see in the verses 4 through 7, everything goes in a cycle. From people to the sun, from the wind to the rivers, everything continues to go in a cycle. There's no new thing. And we're going to get into that with the 9th verse. And it reads, "The thing that have been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun." So in the beginning of verse 9, where it reads, "The thing that have been is that which shall be," meaning that what was in the past is here now. Esau's copying off of other civilizations and building up monuments and buildings in the way that it was in the past. That's all that has to do with. And also meaning the people. The people that have been is that which shall be. If you were doing something back then, you're doing the same thing here. If you were a prophet of the Most High, you would be reincarnated as a prophet of the Most High. If you were a wicked person, you would be reincarnated as wicked. Then it reads, "And that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun," talking about the future. Like I said, it's just the same thing. If you were a prophet now, you would be a prophet then. If you were wicked, if you were a wicked woman, a wicked man, then you would be wicked in the future. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 6, verse 10. It reads, "That which have been is named already, and it is known that it is man. Neither may he contend with him that is mightier than he." As we can see in the first part of verse 10, where it says, "That which have been is named already, and it is known that it is man," shows that men have already been here before, the same vessel. That vessel, your spirit's already been here before. This is Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter, verse 7. It reads, "Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it." So in verse 7, when it says, "Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was," that's talking about your carnal vessel. I'm going to prove that real quick. Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, and it says, "And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life," which is talking about the spirit, "and man became a living soul." So we can see he formed our vessel from the dust of the ground. So when it says, "Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was," that's talking about, like I said, your carnal vessel. And then it says, "And the spirit shall return unto God who gave it." This is Psalms 104, verses 29 and 30. It reads, "Thou hidest thy face, they are troubled. Thou takest away their breath, they die and return to their dust. Thou sendest forth thy spirit, they are created, and thou renewest the face of the earth." So in verse 29, where it reads, "Thou hidest thy face, they are troubled," talking about, the judgment, whatever your judgment is to die. Then it says, "Thou takest away their breath, they die and return to their dust." So like I said, "Thou hidest thy face" is just judgment on that person. And then it reads in verse 30, "Thou sendest forth thy spirit, and they are created, and thou renewest the face of the earth." When you renew something, it's the same thing, but it's just a new start of it. That's all it is. It's not like a whole new spirit comes down. It's that same spirit that comes down and reincarnates. This is Job chapter 3. I'm going to start at verse 13. It reads, "For now should I have lain still and been quiet. I should have slept, then had I been at rest. With kings and counselors of the earth, which built desolate places for themselves." All right, in the 13th verse, where it reads, "For now should I have lain still and been quiet, I should have slept, then I had been at rest." He's actually talking about dying and going to the spirit world. This is Psalms, the 13th chapter, and the 3rd verse. It reads, "Consider and hear me, O Lord my God, lighten mine eyes, lest I sleep the sleep of death." So in verse 13, where Job stated that he wanted to be at sleep, then he had been at rest. In Psalms 13 and 3, we prove that there is a sleep of death, and that's what Job was talking about in verse 13. Because before the Most High sends your spirit to renew the face of the earth, you do go to the spirit realm. This is Job chapter 3. I'm going to start at verse 17. It reads, "There the wicked cease from troubling, and the weary be at rest. There the prisoners rest together. They hear not the voice of the oppressor. The small and great are there, and the servant is free from his master. So if we go back to verse 17, it reads, there the wicked cease from troubling, and the weary be at rest. Here we can see that no matter who you are, when you die, you are at rest. You are in the spirit realm. But the Most High has not forgotten your past. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 15. It reads, that which have been is now, and that which is to be have already been, and God required that which is past. So the spirit realm is not where you're going to go through anything at. You're not going to go to some eternal hellfire or nothing like that. But the Most High does require your past, because you live out your judgment on the earth. This is Hebrews, the 9th chapter, the 27th verse. It reads, and as it is appointed unto men once to die, but after this, the judgment. Now, as we can see in verse 27, it reads that it stops at the judgment, but that's why you got to get an apocrypha. You go to 2nd Esdras, the 14th chapter, the 35th verse. It reads, for after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again, and then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared. So verse 35 pretty much clears it up for us, that after the judgment, we will live again. And then it states that the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared. Because the Most High repays a man according to his works. So in your previous life, if all you've been doing is wicked and evil things, you may have some type of ailment in your next life. You may have to go through something because of what you've done in your previous life. And then if you were righteous, the Most High may, give you something, set you up a certain place or something like that, even though you're still gonna have to go through things being a righteous servant regardless, especially in this society. But like I said, you get repaid according to your works. All right, so this is just part 1 of this reincarnation series. It's enough for you to just know that reincarnation exists in the Bible. I will be doing a part 2, and if there need to be a part 3 or part 4, but definitely leave in the comments below what videos you want to see, what breakdowns you want to see. If you want to, subscribe, share to your friends, and I'll see you guys next video.